Hello, welcome to this your channel, the Eurofan. Text me. Armenia keeps going on in the competition after the original performance brought to us by Rosalind in last year's contest, in which despite not achieving a higher place in the final ranking, she has become a musical phenomenon worldwide, having an unprecedented success for a non-winning entry. The Caucasian country is truly motivated and excited, both for her repercussion beyond the contest and for the hosting of the junior contest on Armenian soil in last December, thanks to the second victory achieved by Malena. So the energies will be focused on materializing their first victory in the senior contest. Let's take a look to the audience who has followed the steps of Rosa representing Armenia on Live. Here we go. For today's episode, I'm going to review the Armenian entry for Eurovision 2023, which has been represented by singer Brunette with the song Future Lover. We start by reviewing her biography and career before carrying the Armenian colors on British soil. Ellen Yeremian, mostly well known as Brunette, is an Armenian pop singer and songwriter, coming from the country's capital, Yerevan. Her beginnings in music dates from very early age, singing since she was 4 years old, and starting to write her own songs at the age of 15. She starts her musical career in 2019, releasing singles in Armenian and English. Some of these became viral thanks to social media, thus becoming quickly one of the most acclaimed emerging artists in the Armenian musical scene. At the same time with her solo career, she is also part of a live band named Project 12, which usually performs at clubs in the Armenian capital, as she is also a member of the girl group Engajigneri. Having known a little about her, let's check out how she becomes the Armenian representative at the contest. Following the same strategy applied in the last editions, the Armenian public broadcaster will opt once again for an internal selection for both the artist and the song that will represent the country at Eurovision. As it is usual for the Caucasian country, they do not give too much details about the selection process for the entry, keeping it tight-lipped. But this time, some Armenian media outlets spread out the selection of Brunette on late last January, which somehow forced the broadcaster to confirm the news on early last February, commenting after her selection that they wanted to pick a unique artist capable to pleasingly surprise to the European audience. However, no details about the song were revealed during the announcement, until in last mid-March they would release the song with its accompanying official music video. A curious and enigmatic entry what is presented this time. Now here comes the analysis according to what she has presented in her proposal. The melody is an R&B track with some rap, in a slightly different twist to the kind of songs she usually performs. In fact, the song structure is far from the classic formula of verses, chorus, and bridge, and instead it has an extensive intro, a chorus, an interlude, and an outro, with the exception of the interlude that is declaring the remaining parts are sung. Talking about Brunette's voice, in this case is pretty good, appreciating some softness and power at the same time, both in the song parts and the declaim parts. Regarding to the lyrics, you could think that the song turns around to an ideal person as a possible partner according to the song's title, but the focus is quite different really. Brunette has made her comments about the context of the lyrics. Future Lover is a poetic canvas, a letter with no address. I remember once scrolling through my phone and seeing this beautiful quote, which was such a simple yet beautiful thought that immediately inspired me. The words turned into a melody, and a whole range of emotions just exploded out of me. Throughout our lives, we are all looking for that special person, the embodiment of our dreams, ideals, and fears. Reading the lyrics in detail, which has been written in English and Armenian. At first it is described as an ode to that ideal lover that she will want to meet someday. Everything fine until this point. But when the declaim interlude comes, there is an outburst of emotions, in line with a more frantic and intense rhythm, which relates in this case one of many panic attack episodes. The phrase repeated through the chorus can be interpreted as those resilient moments she has, despite not being mentally stable, while the outro in Armenian transmits that distress for that ideal lover that she doesn't know yet, that at the end of the day it is still an illusion. The song in this case appeals to mental health, where she herself has stated many times the fact that there are some times in which we cannot avoid feeling emotionally and mentally ill, and there is no problem with it. In fact, her own experiences with mental issues are truly reflected in the lyrics. According to all this, there is no doubt that the message is crucial. We have to attend and take care of our mental health. In these recent times, mental illnesses have become a big public health concern. Thus, if you're experiencing a complicated situation in terms of emotional or mental states, it is important to have the necessary healthcare, as well as the support and understanding of our trusted people to redirect the situation in the best way possible. Having reviewed the song, now I'm going to analyze the official music video release for this proposal. The plot begins with Brunette below a tenuous light singing the song's intro, while the camera is focusing her from many different angles. As the intro gets more intense, the scene changes and then she is seen standing in a rectangular platform, witnessing white smoke on the floor around it, with a huge orchestra behind her and a white light bar at the back. By the chorus, the white smoke is spreading by all over the place, and there are also many blinking spotlights. Shortly after, in the decline interlude, there are a succession of alternate shots, with two big bells hitting each other, of she moving herself in a frantic way on the platform, alleging the toes panic attacks related in the lyrics with her body language, and the white spotlights are still blinking, while the light bar turns to red, in line with her mental state. In some moments you can see that she was and lets herself drop down from the platform, appearing later laid down on the floor inside a sort of dark limbo, maybe symbolizing those instances of mental obfuscation. The dynamics gets pretty similar onto the chorus, which gets more intense. And then in the outro sung in Armenian, there are also shots of herself floating in the air, understanding that it represents in a metaphorical way that ethereal dream idealized for that person that is too far away. At the end of the performance, the music video finishes with a close-up of her in the dark limbo seen before. Making a summary of the comments, the Armenian entry for this year is powerful. Although it is not of my personal taste, I can recognize how distinctive is this proposal, taking into account that there is no entry similar to this one, generating quite much expectation, so maybe it can give a surprise to a lot of people. For the staging in Liverpool, the performance will be focused on her standing on a trapezoidal platform at the front of the stage, where many animations will be projected, according to what it could be seen during the rehearsals. In the other hand, Brunette's outfit is quite original, I have to say, which makes allusion to Model Armenia monument in the country's capital, as it has been revealed from the delegation for the outfit concept. She wears in this case a dress that ensembles many asymmetric pieces of white leather with holes in the edges, intertwined by many rows which keep the outfit united. In fact, it looks like the canvas just set up on a terrace, and combined with large boots on beige. Watching her live performance in the second semi-final, the performance starts with her laid down in the trapezoidal platform while she sings the intro, and there are textures in purple and pink projected on the platform. Then, as she gets up, you can notice that the textures are progressively losing its color until becoming gray and later turning fully in black. During the decline interlude, she stands on the trapezoidal platform, witnessing moments of dark and light, and after that she gets down from the platform to perform a dance routine, while there's a quite dynamic lighting in the spotlights. To be honest, I did not expect this at all, and also did not understand what does this come to the performance. During the chorus, the textured scene at the beginning returned back, looking great at first and later recovering the purple and pink colorings, keeping the dynamic lighting set, while Brunette slowly gets up on the platform again, until the performance finishes with a shot of her from above. Taking into account how she has presented the music video, I have imagined that the staging will appear much more to all the symbolisms, trying to make a greater visual impact, but it was much simpler than expected. Even so, she has not had difficulties to get a spot in the grand final. Then later, during the grand final, the counting of the votes placed her 12 after the points received by the jury, adding up later the points for the public. She will finally remain in the middle of the ranking, being at the 14th place. It is another modest result for Armenia, which is consolidating again little by little as one of the strongest contenders in the competition. After her participation in the contest, Brunette has moved forward with her musical career, having released another single during the season prior to the contest, and also with the expectation of the release of her debut studio album, achieving more success in her native country. And you, what do you think about the Armenian entry for this year? Let me know your comments down below so we can keep the discussion. And this is it for today's episode. As a friendly reminder, give a like to this video, subscribe to my channel if you have not done it yet, enable notifications for the upcoming reviews, and follow me through my social media. Take care and see you in the next episode. Bye bye.